Alright, ladies and germs, another day, another dollar. So, she spent the night in the doghouse, the kitchen counter. I don't have a healing bench, but what they don't tell you is that projects on the kitchen counter heal a lot quicker than a healing bench. So, we busted out America's favorite spot remover, and we attacked a bunch of the goop that was leaking all over. After taking a look at it, I'm not sure that it wasn't coming out of this previously unseen bearing housing. You can now see these are some fasteners that were invisible before. They go all the way around. You got 4 of them. Ooh, ugh. And oh, look at that! We got a circlip, which we expected to find a circlip if you've seen the new Saw reviews. So this one has some holes in it. So again, close your eyes, look the other way. Gonna break my pliers in short order, I'm sure. This is the last pair I've got, so let's hope not. Oh, she's a little big-headed. Gotta hope it's not broken. This is gonna sting, I know it. It's coming. Talk about anticlimactic here. Oh, well, no, still under tension. One end is loose, and the other end is gunning for me. It is nice, though, that this is a proper removable circlip without the ends ground down to a nice flat thing, so you can actually get to this one. Like we saw before, I went back and watched the review of the new Saw, and you know, we had some nice lock washers that actually were making contact, and you know, it's arguably functional. I've still heard that proper torque on a fastener, it's the real deal, that no lock washer is going to offer you any better fastening than good torque. Now, what that will buy us, especially if this is magnesium, is probably to keep it from biting in. Okay, so I'm trying to decide how much I want to go blind, because I'm coming up on the fat end. I don't know if this is... I don't have much to leverage against here to push it down and out. I'm trying not to gouge anything. I don't have to gouge. I went and looked up, tried to do some Google foo. Looked up the serial number. This guy on the nameplate, like I said, it doesn't have a date or anything. But it says it's a Type 12. Well, it looks like somewhere about 79 is when they actually started printing the date codes right on them. You know, just knew that off the top of my head, I'm sure, like all of you do. But, so not having a date code means we're at least pre-79. The fact that it says Type 12 and the serial number it has on the plate aren't really recorded in any kind of database. So that means that this is probably early 70s, 71, late 60s. You know, there's a couple versions between this one and when they started getting real dates. Alright. You only live once. So, oh man, just flops right off in your hand. I have that problem sometimes. Alright, so one would think, obviously I didn't pay that much attention to the new review, or I would know what the heck I'm doing right here. Either this thing is about to slide off, or I've got something else retaining it. It feels like it's pulling forward. There we go. So, it's yeah, that grease, like I found on the little bearing bushing. This guy that's solidified with wood pulp and I'm assuming diamond saw pattern and powder and porcelain tile and God knows what. It's all been cooked into a cement. It was all up in here, and I chiseled at it with a screwdriver, but I couldn't get at the angle of the dangle. So now, again, I couldn't really get totally in here to clean. Oh, hey, look, we got a nice steady rest. Accidental steady rest. So yeah, I attacked a whole bunch of grease that was covering these screws as best I could get to with the guard in place. Didn't want to do any movie magic without showing you guys how it came apart. I thought it was important not to clean it, you know, because this guy's, you know, he's running on 40, maybe 50 years old now. So we want to see how it held up. So, you know, also don't be unfair to this one over the new one. Again, this guy's seen better days, seen better presidents. Oh, and one real sketchy thing. Okay, this looks like somebody hammered a Torx into some of these hexes, but some of them are nice and still square, so that'll be fun. One thing I really was kind of like, whoa, and I don't think you would notice unless you're cleaning out the goo. Well, what do we have here but an air intake, just like the other side. This side's got a grill. This side's behind the shield, behind the saw blade, so we don't have a grill or whatever. But is this not, you know, the saw blade, we talked about it as that reverse rotation windmill effect. Is it not going to... It's cutting on the leading edge. It's throwing chips this way into the guard. Now, the guard. Remember the guard goes like that. So this is open. So is this not throwing chips? And I know because it was covered solid with grease. Throwing chips right into the fan with no protection. Not two condoms, not even one condom. And look, you can see this diamond cement paste sludge plastered all over the fan. So I mean, out of anything I saw on the review of the new saw, I don't know if he mentioned anything about this vent, but that might be the dumbest feature on the whole kit and caboodle. So, you know, I think it's got plenty of ventilation, so if I do any kind of reinventing the wheel, I may just plug that with some super hard, I've got some modeling clay.